Hey people, this is a short one. I really needed to stay a short one. This is just basically a shout out to Merv because he truly is a saint. He's a man with a heart of gold. I have had all these recognitions and realizations and just been hit like bang, 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 fucking bang with so many things in the last 2 days that I'm once again seeing reality through a completely different set of lenses, right? And I just said to Merv, I was like, I think the difference, the main difference between me and the majority of people is that people actually only do base most of the stuff that they do in life based on 3D reality stuff. And I said to him, the stuff that's around us that we can see, like 3D, solid, you know, me, you, the TV, the camera, the computer, the fucking weed, whatever. I said, but none of that is how my brain works. My brain doesn't think about any of that. I don't think it ever thinks about any of that unless it has to, like, be brought down and grounded and focused on something. Merv and I, me with the realizations that we've been literally all this time, this entire time Merv and I have lived together, the only thing that's actually been going actually wrong that we're aware of now, or I'm aware of, and have been able to explain to him once and for all, finally, in a way that he actually now gets it, understands it, is clued in on it. I just know the changes are massive, right? For everyone, in fact, in my life, I'm not gonna lie, for every single person who knows me, whether it's through these videos or in real life, the change is different. The change is there. Like I said to Merv, it's almost like all of a sudden the idea of even getting angry and getting mad and yelling just seems so utterly fucking ridiculous. It's like I'm seeing every single time it's happened in my head flashing before my eyes, and yet I'm looking at it from the dissociated third person flying on the roof point of view and thinking, you are just as dumb as the fucking people that you do not like having dumb ass conversations with, Liv. But anyway, like I said, this is a very short one, okay? A lot has transpired. Anyway, the biggest thing of all is most of all of my weed stuff, like, is at the factory, yeah? I am happy that when I was packing up my actual weed bag, now you have been along with me for a long time, you'll know that I bought one of those weed smell proof bags to put all my weed into to bring up the coast the first time. You know, the bag is fucking pretty amazing and worth quite a bit, so it's given, I've obviously got it, and I've started using it to put everything in. And so when I was packing to take everything to the factory, I packed basically the majority of my weed products into that bag. And Merv had already like ground up like this huge amount of cannabis, and it was in a container, so like just ground the fucking load out of a fuck load, right? So that it was in this bag and I could therefore use it as I needed to make mixes for my bomb. But it's like my Mighty Medic vape, my THC liquid vapes, my gummies thankfully are fucking here, but all the extra pieces of my bombs, cones, this is the part I'm trying to get to, are also there, right? And I went to put the unground weed into the bag too, along with the little bag that had like a peace pipe and a few different bits and odds and ends. Thankfully, my intuition was like, you don't need to throw either of those two things in, and I didn't. And I own more than one bong, and there's only one at the factory, so I've got two here, yeah? And I first thought when I really, really wanted weed, when I realised that I wasn't going back to the factory and we were going to be here longer than I realised, was, oh my god, do I have what I need, yeah? And immediately, like, I knew I had the bong, I knew I had 2 of the bongs. I did not know, however, if either of them had cones in them. Keeping in mind that I was highly aware that I had definitely put the bag with all the extra pieces of the cones into the bag that was at the factory. Thankfully I did. Thankfully I'd also remembered that I didn't put the unground stuff in. And so obviously we just ground that up and we made another one. Anyway, this is relatively long for a short video. Somebody else has just pulled up with a truck. It's going to be interesting. It turns into whatever it turns into. Anyway, my point is, I've been looking at this ever, yeah? It doesn't have something there to stop shit from falling down it. I foretold to myself back when I first seen it, if you don't fix it, you're going to lose something. You know for a fact that there's going to go a cone piece down there at some point. I never did anything about these thoughts because all the thoughts were automatically backed up with, I have so many extras, I'll fix it before then, blah 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 blah, right? All of that crap. But yesterday went down the fucking drain. As I say, he tried to flush it out. Because in my head it was like it'll just come out the other end. Every other caravan park we've been at, there's the drain is hosed, and it just comes out into the grass. This is the first and only caravan park people that we've been at where the hose is actually connected to a drainage system. Of course, it would be the time that my fucking cone piece goes down the hole, and obviously there were none others. Not that I was aware of at the time anyway, and I searched everywhere, or thought I did. And there's something happening in the background that I need to go and talk to Merv about. I need to get off the damn fucking video for before I'm going to talk to you lot about it. That made me really, really, really fucking want a bong, right? And then I went rummaging through the other container I've got and found a few of these, like the one that is on the oil pourer from off your tree that you're meant to cut off, except this one obviously came off, right? I got 2 like it. They do the trick, but they're definitely not correct. Anyway, the reason I picked up the camera is to say I'm about to have a bong, or it was 8 minutes ago, before I start reading through a fucking essay and a half full of messages between me and someone to catch Merv up to date, right? Mostly all I'm focused on, if truth be told about anything, is how fucking happy I am, how calm I am, how all these realizations have just clicked into place, and how I have not reacted on any level exactly how I would have reacted in the past for the exact same situation. But anyway, this was a shout out to Merv because he came up with one final idea, and the final idea was he put the plug in the sink in the bathroom, he went and disconnected the hoses from whatever he had to do, yeah, and then he did whatever he needed to do, and then he called out to me and he said, pull the plug out of the sink, right? So he'd filled it completely with the idea that it would flush it out, because it's little but it's somewhat heavy, yeah. And beautiful soul that the man is, I do love him dearly. He got me my fucking bong piece back, and I'm a very, very happy lady about it. And that's all I have to say for now, because I've been telling Merv for the last number of hours that I need to catch him up on where